I'm Steve Welch. I'm SeaWorld Orlando's creative director in entertainment productions, and we just kicked off our Sea of Surprises 50th celebration.
So what can we look forward to at the celebration?
Well, the celebration is going to be 18 months of fun for our guests and excitement, and it really is going to be a surprise around every corner. So there are new entertainment elements in the park, things like the Surprise Squad. All right, so you're out in the park, and out of nowhere, these colorfully dressed entertainers arrive and tell you that you've won something. And it could be something like popcorn or an ice cream cone, or it could be a trip to San Diego, California's SeaWorld. It could be anything. So it's going to be a lot of fun and a chance for our guests to win prizes every single day for the next 18 months.
Yeah, it's completely random.
Completely random.
The luck of the draw.
Right place, right time. So, excuse me. And we also have our Bubble Blowout, which is one of our other new acts. And actually, that just premiered a few moments ago on the other side of the park. And the Bubble Blowout is the Bo Bell family. They have been researching bubbles for 50 years, and they've perfected the art of bubbleology.
Where did you find these Bo Bells?
Oh, they've been around.
Sound like they're French?
They've been bubbling underneath the surface for a while now. And we convinced them to go out to the public and share their secrets, and that's what's happening. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And they're in a mobile vehicle that travels around. And we also have Splash Dance, which is also a mobile roaming vehicle. And literally, it's as if the team that takes care of all the plants and the trees in the park and keeps everything pretty, it's as if they have gone out into the park and decided that rather than water the plants, they're going to water the guests. So the sprinklers go off and chaos ensues, and they dance and they play, and it's a lot of fun.
Is that what Terry meant by the whole park is a wet zone then?
At this point, yes.
Oh, God.
Yep.
So we should watch out with our cameras.
When you see the car coming, yeah,
we know we might get
wet. It's a car?
It's
Can you describe what the vehicle looks like? I want to avoid this thing.
No, you don't want to avoid it.
Oh,
you couldn't possibly.
my camera wants to avoid it.
It's like a golf cart, right? So you'd have in a theme park a golf cart, but on top of that, it's like this huge. It's like a huge water container.
Oh gosh.
With grass and garden gnomes, and it's crazy.
Are you sure that Super Soaker is not a sponsor of this in any way? I need to be sure because.
I can neither confirm.
Oh.
Who's sponsoring that act? Splash Dance, yeah.
So is Jennifer Beals part of it now?
You know what? I was surprised when we finally got the choreography up on its feet, and we're looking at it. I'm like, okay, two things. Nobody did the splash dance move, the flash dance move. The other thing is nobody did the sprinkler. You know, the dance move, the sprinkler. I'm like, well, you got to put the sprinkler in there. Right? Common sense.
I'm sure there's a stand that sells towels close by.
Well, we can only hope so.
Now, you've been here over 25 years now, is that correct? I just looked on the paperwork, and you've been here 26 years. So
yep.
What is it that you do?
Well, I, as a creative director here in the park, I work on shows and events in the park, on all of the creative content for the show or the event. So, for example, on SeaWorld's Christmas celebration, I'm one of the creative directors on that project, particularly on A Wondrous Night, on that show, and a few others in the park. But also, it's determining the core, the emotive intent of the show or an area, establishing design criteria, like what color should it be, what are the textures, what does it feel like, what does it smell like, what story are we trying to tell? At the end of the day, we're trying to tell stories. So as the creative director, I guess the most important thing for me is to make sure that we're following the story that we're trying to tell, or whatever the experience is.
Well, what did you do the first year?
I was Old Salty in the water ski show.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah.
So you really climbed.
Well, no, the Old Salty. I was the announcer. So the Old Salty,
okay.
And until the end of the show, I was one of the announcers in the show, and so I never had to go and climb the pyramid or do all of that. I was safe.
But you started kind of small and moved your way up into creative.
Yeah, well, right from the get-go, they were able to pull me in, and I started working on shows and events right out of the gate. Within my first year, because I had experience doing that coming into the park. They said, "Hey, Steve, we might need some help writing blah blah blah." I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I'll do that."
And in your 26 years, or in your lifetime at SeaWorld, I guess this is two questions. What is your favorite thing that you've seen at SeaWorld, and what is your favorite attraction or show or something that you may have worked on or had a hand in? What was one of your favorites?
Well, my favorite will always be the water ski show. That's where I started, and I had so much fun, back in the day doing that show. It's hard to top that level of sheer fun. That's the most fun you can have in a job. I'm sorry, it just is. But you know, I think a great memory for me is when we first brought our daughter to the park. She was old enough to actually sort of get it. You know, that age where kids finally kind of understand. And I remember we were sitting watching a show over at Bayside Stadium that had some water skiing in it. And I remember watching her. I took a picture at the time, and there was this look on her face like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. And you know, she was 3 years old, and I am like, oh my gosh, I got verklempt. You know, it was crazy. But as far as shows I've worked on, I'm very, very proud of where Christmas has gone in the park.
Tremendous.
It's really
Best
good.
Christmas
I think it's
in Florida.
We're very proud of
it
what
is.
we've done with that. I'm very proud of my involvement on Spectacular as well. You know, I don't know if you remember SeaWorld's Halloween 15 years ago, 10 years ago. It was very different. And over the past few years, we've really developed something that we feel like we can say is our own Halloween experience that's uniquely SeaWorld. So when you can create something that tells a great story, engage guests, and feels like it truly belongs here, I think that's like a home run for us.
Last question: Will the celebration overlap with the holidays this year? Is it a full year celebration, or?
Yeah, actually it will. It's an 18-month celebration.
Okay.
So that's the key thing. It's going to go on for 18 months and we'll encompass Spectacular, Christmas, our concert series. So in some way, shape, or form, you'll see elements of this. The Surprise Squad, roaming around during Christmas. You'll see elements of this throughout the next 18 months.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.